Hi, my name is DeAndrea. Welcome to The Real News. The reason we refer to this program as The Real News is we do not hide anything from you, as does Channel 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, CNN, etc., etc. When they're ordered not to do a story, they don't. This particular story that I'm going to give you right now is under the order of the media to not do it. A New York City retired police detective raped and sodomized his daughter. We have medical physical findings. We also have the mother caught the father in bed, masturbating in bed with the child, and we have a photograph. These photographs are very real. They have not been doctored. And the reason I can say that with full confidence is because I've seen the original negatives. These are real pictures. Now, masturbating in bed with your child is a criminal act. If you question me on that, just pick up a copy of the Law Journal dated March 4th, 2005, and you will learn that masturbating, and even if your child has the opportunity to possibly see you, you have committed a criminal act. Well, this cop is caught in his child's bedroom, in her bed, with her, masturbating, and there's bestiality involved in this photograph as well. There's a little Yorkshire Terrier joining in on the fun that daddy and daughter and doggy were having when mommy wasn't home. Now, we brought this information to the attention of the Manhattan District Attorney Office. So what did they do about it? Sit down, because if you're not sitting, you are going to fall down when I explain to you what they did. They called up the Administration for Children's Services, a deputy commissioner by the name of Zineb Shaheen. Zineb Shaheen still is employed by the Administration for Children's Services tax money. They asked Zineb Shaheen to work in cahoots with them to find a family court judge who will also work in cahoots with them. Her name, the original judge on the case, was Gloria Sosa-Lintner. So Gloria Sosa-Lintner, family court judge, signed an order to have the child removed from her mother. Now, we're not talking about any old mother, and we're not talking about any old child. We're talking about a very loving mother, a mother who had this child enrolled in ballet and gymnastics, piano lessons, private French tutor, full-time swim club, track team, etc. And the child was only 6. So this is what a wonderful parent this was, and how the child was thriving, because the mother, after she caught the father in this horrible scene, she served him with divorce, so he was no longer in the house. They took the child away from the mother, charging the mother with failure to protect. Well, the mother thought there was some kind of mistake, because how could she be failing to protect when she had already served this pedophile with divorce papers, and he had already been out of the house? Well, the reason for that is because doctors from Bellevue Hospital discovered that this child had been sexually abused by the father, and they wanted to protect Daddy, because Daddy has a 33-year kinship with the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, Robert M. Morgenthau, who was elected for another term. I don't understand how anybody could elect a man who protects cops so dirty that they sexually abuse their children. Well, that's what Robert M. Morgenthau did. So they all got together. The ADAs on the case at that particular time were Assistant District Attorney Stephanie L. Hubblebank and Assistant District Attorney Deborah Gelb. So they broke the apartment door down, of course for the best interest of the child. They took this child from her beautiful apartment in the Upper East Side, and they placed her in and out of many different abusive, severely abusive, foster no-care homes to live with perfect strangers for 5 years. Now, if you're wondering why the child was in the system for 5 years, or why the child was in the system at all, I'll start with the last question first. They took the child from the mother because they had just found out that the father, in the past, had been sexually abusing the child, and the doctors found the rupture to the child's hymen. How would they protect this cop? To make sure mommy didn't take any legal actions against the pedophile, they took the child away from her so she would no longer have custody. The child would be under state custody. So now the state has complete control over the witness, and the law guardian involved from the legal aid juvenile division was also in cahoots. This is, by the way, the largest conspiracy to ever hit the state of New York. And from my conversing with other people and national organizations across the United States of America, as far as anybody's knowledge, this is the largest conspiracy ever in the United States to cover up for on a sex abuse case. And I'm going to read a partial list of the conspirators involved in this case. But first I want to finish with the story. So they put this law guardian on the case. Her name is Nina Sarah Gross. And the head law guardian, who's always been on the case, is Ronald Eli Richter. Ronald Eli Richter. So the agenda was keep the child in foster care, let the trials run their course. In family court, never a prosecution in a real court with a jury, because Robert M. Morgenthau, the district attorney who's friends with this cop, knew that if this cop went before a jury and they saw the medical reports of the rupture to the child's hymen, and they saw the photographs of the father masturbating in bed with the child, that there would be no doubt that this man would be found guilty and he would serve many years in prison. So they kept her under their custody and never allowed her to testify in court.